This is the actual sanctuary spot. This is the spot where they partied. I know it's kind of dark, but there is quite a bit of room for, you know, plenty of cars and people. But this is it right here. As you can see past the trees and the mountains there, the sun's getting ready to go down. So that's when I'll make that drive in the dark from here to the reservoir where she was found. But yeah, it's starting to get pretty dark here. So I'm looking around. It's not bad. The temperature's actually really nice. I'm just wearing shorts. Don't want to get stuck. But as you can see, it's quite a big area. Now I know some people were wondering about the picture where the group of people were, and then off to the left there was like a white spotlight, and some people were saying, oh, that's probably the car, you know, heading into the water. But there's no way that could be. Now through these trees here, which would kind of be hard to get a car through here without, you know, any evidence or anything. There's no clear path or anything. There is water down the hill a ways, but it's not deep water. All right, so I'll turn around. And I have walked this in the daytime, so it was easier, you know, to make sure or be sure of that when it was light out. So I'll just kind of drive through here. Not really any, you know, defined roads through here. You know, just kind of have to make your way. There are a lot of tire tracks everywhere. Here right in front of me is that little grove of trees. I don't know if you saw, you know, on the news many times when Sammy was pointing out where Kiely's car was. I believe it was either right near these little trees, this little grove of trees here, kind of in the middle of the sanctuary spot near the road, or it was right here to my left was where her car was. She said where it was parked. But here's these little trees here. You might recognize those from some of the videos from the news conferences and things. But this would be the way that they left that night, leaving the party here. All right, so we're gonna head down to the reservoir. So this is the road that they would have taken that night when they're leaving the party, okay? And hopefully I won't lose connection. All right. And I'm gonna do another static video of this drive, and Ikmel on YouTube is gonna post it probably tomorrow or something, just in case this reception isn't very good. So if you're interested in seeing, you know, in better clarity or sound, you can join him on his YouTube channel. It's Ikmel. All right, so here we go. So as you can see, this right here is a pretty narrow road. On either side there are some trees. There's no inclines at all. There's some, you know, like shrubs, you know, low bush type things. But, you know, if your car would have went off here, somebody would have definitely have seen it. I am in a Jeep, so it is nice because the road is kind of bumpy. In some areas it has kind of a deep, you know, little crevice. But, you know, a car could get up here. I wouldn't want to mess up my nice car, especially if it was a lower car. But a car could get here, definitely. But it is nicer if you have something that's a little lifted. But I'll just turn off my light real quick and we can see how dark it is without it, okay? Driving down this narrow road. Now right here, only one car could go at a time. It does widen out later on, but I'll show you what it looks like with the lights off. So as you can see, like you wouldn't even be able to, like I can kind of see where the road is, but that's because the sun's not completely set. Now if she left, you know, between, I don't know what time it was, they're saying 12:30 or something, but it would have been pretty much pitch black. I think someone said there was a half moon that night, so there wouldn't have been a lot of moonlight. But anyway, it's pretty dark, right? Pretty dark. All right, we'll turn the lights back on and go. But yeah, only one car could, you know, get through at a time here. Not really any area for passing. or to pull off to the side unless you're going to go into the sagebrush. And I believe from the sanctuary area, the party spot to where she was found is approximately, oh, let me see if I remember now. I think it's not more than half a mile. It might be around a, 3/4 of a mile, but it's not any less than a half a mile for sure. I did walk it on Saturday, but my first time driving it. So, all right. And to the right in the distance, I can see the water over there, but no clear path or no road down that way. All right, so it does widen out a little bit here. You can tell there's some people that have turned around off to the side. But it's not too difficult to drive, especially if you're used to mountain roads, And like I said, we're on pretty flat land. There's no steep inclines near where I'm at, so you don't have to worry about going off a cliff or anything right here. All right, so we're about to come to the T in the road. So if you wanted to leave the party or leave the campground area, you would go left at the T, and the left would take you to the main campground road and to Highway 89 to get home. But if you wanted to stay at the lake a little longer, go to the water, you would go to the right. Or if you, weren't sure of the area. But it is a definite T. There are no road signs. There are no road markers. That pole that you guys, excuse me, that you guys see in front of us, that's kind of to tell people there's a hiking trail down there. In fact, I went down that trail on Saturday. But that's it. There's nothing that says, this way to the main highway or this way to the water. So that's kind of interesting. Nothing with reflectors or anything. Okay, so here's the way she most likely would have gone. This is to the right. And this road is wider. There's some kind of bumps and hills, but yeah, she had a Honda CR-V, so it's a small SUV, so she would have been able to handle this pretty well. I'm gonna go on this side just because it's less bumpy. But it is a pretty wide road, see? It's pretty wide. So she, it seems like, well, I mean, anyway, she was able to make it down this way. I mean, that's my opinion. We're not sure of that, but all right. So here we're gonna come to another T in the road. So to the right, so you'll see that tree in front of us. To the right is another way to get down to the water, and that actually will swing around to the other side of the campground area where I saw that water in the distance. That was more shallow. There is some deeper water over there, but most likely she turned this way. So she went left here. Okay. There is to the left of me on the ground. There's quite down there. There's quite a big crevice, but her car would have made it, but it's kind of a deep crevice. I'm sure when it rains, it gets kind of muddy, and I hear a lot of people get stuck out here. Back to when I was here on the 17th, we got a sudden downpour, and it got pretty muddy in the location I was at, so I had to get out to make sure I didn't get stuck. Okay, so here's the road heading down. At the end of my headlights, you can see that's the precipice or the point where she most likely entered the water. That's where all the vehicles were on Sunday. All the authorities were parked. Okay, so it's just right here. Now, if she would have went to the left, there's water over there too, but it's more shallow. And then to the right is, it is deeper over to the right. So, this way, there's a big wide open dirt area here that leads down to the water as well. But I'll just go straight towards the spot where they found her car, okay? There's a little bump here. I mean, right now, it's not as late or as dark as when she was here, but I can see the water. I can clearly see that that's water, and then beyond the water, there's more land and trees. Let's turn my lights off and see. I mean, it's pretty pitch black. I can, yeah, it's pretty pitch black. I can still see the mountain range and stuff. The sky isn't quite as dark as... So we're gonna head towards just right towards the end. I'll get as close as I can. Of course, I'm not going to drive, you know, too far because I don't want to get stuck or anything. But so I'm going to stop right here. Okay. So if I kept going, it does go down. There's an incline. You know, I mean, but right now, the way it is, I can tell there's water on either side, you know, and that I'm getting close to the water's edge. Now, I don't know how familiar she was with this area, you know, or what the circumstances were, but I'm going to get out and we'll walk down there, okay? Let me... It was a little less, you know... lonely. All right. So, that direction is west, so you can see the sun's just, you know, it's still kind of making its way down. But here's the water's edge. So you can see all around. Well, I don't know how well you can see, but there's water there. The campground is that direction. All right, we're gonna head down. So I'm gonna just put my flashlight away because you see how dark it is. It's, you know, if you didn't have headlights or a flashlight, it's pretty dark, pretty darn dark. But you can see where they, you know, had the vehicles. There's some deep crevices here. I don't know if you can see it with the flashlight. Let me see if I can change the screen. I do it. Okay. So it just makes sure, you know, the next day or, you know, the morning or the afternoon of, you know, it would have been on what, 6th, right? Or Saturday, the party, if they would be able to see anything here. First place I would have, you know, just on the edge, the roads that, you know, led away from the site. So here's some we put some flowers in a lovely little jar. Looks like somebody made her a note. Added those flowers. Can be from all of the little crystal. And somebody created a heart for her. Here's the water. So pretty close. And you can nice step. You know, it's pretty square here. You know, there's the water. Just step in the water. So squishy sand, you know, fine stone. Just take a moment for Kiely. That her family peace, and they'll get what they need.